Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Flower Patch. My name is Iris Smith and I make beautiful artificial flower arrangements for all occasions. Welcome, guys. Thank you all for your wonderful messages from Bruce, my dear friend Sandra, Diane and Judith, and lots more of you. Today, I'm going to do an arrangement. I've got my Christmas boxes out. I haven't emptied them yet. I just had a quick rummage and thought, let's see what I can use for today. So I decided to get a wicker star, which is just flat, and attach some elements to it. I've attached two little pieces of foam and one slightly bigger. And I've also attached a Christmas tree and a penguin. So I've already attached them. Look at that. Here we go. Isn't he chubby? So I've attached these. I've placed in some pics on the penguin, placed him in the foam which I've attached wreath wrap. I've placed the tree with the cable tie as well, and just two little pieces at the back. And the reason I've placed just two pieces at the back is because I just want to place something behind the tree and the penguin. So that's what we're going to do today. And again, the star is just something flat. You can cover it underneath, you know, if you wish, with felt or anything like that to make it, you know, softer when it's on a surface. I won't be doing that today. I'll probably do it, you know, after, or probably another day. If it gets sold, then I'll do it before it gets sold as well. So what I've got out, because of the penguin is in like a very light tan and white with a gold beak, I thought white, gold, why not, and some greenery as well. So I've cut off some more from the stem with the red gem jewels on, or berries. I've cut some more, 5 pieces off of those. I've got another 3 out of my twiggy bits. I'm considering placing one near the tree, maybe one behind the penguin and one to the side of the penguin. I've just got these little thistles in gold. These are the only ones I've got left, unless I think I may need to go deep into the bucket of gold stuff and see if I have got any more. But we're going to use some of those. I may stick one of those on top of the Christmas tree as well. Let's get the gold out of the way. I've got a fresh stem, and then I've got just 2 little pieces of leftovers, what I chopped, of my little glittered gold, like a champagne gold. Now, I had trouble with this last time. I think it may be fern, because the leaves are shaped like the ferns. So it's probably a fern. So I thought, well, I'll get a fresh stem out and use the oddments as well. I'm considering cutting these up into little pieces and dotting them around. I have got one packet of some twiggy bits and berries and brown toned eucalyptus and some pine cones as well. So I'm probably going to chop this up as well into small, you know, or pull them individual stems off and place them around. Now I've got this, and these are beautiful. What are they called? A jeweled gold spray decoration. They are 61 centimeters long. I have folded the bottom of the stems, but they have got like crystallized jewels all over them. They are covered in them. I wonder if you know, I'm not sure if the camera's focused on them, but that's what we've got. And they are glittered, but these crystal like beads do come off quite easily. Not in abundance, but they do. Like I've got some here on the table just by moving them, so they are very delicate when you use them. I've got out some, oh, one of my berries have just come off, but I've got out some white berries. There's some different ones here. I won't be using those. It's just the ones with the black little dots on the top. I don't know where that one's come from. So I've got one what's come off, so we'll find that. I've cut a few down already, just to test to see how they would fill in. So I've got one fresh stem and then some cut down pieces that I've done of my white lamb's ear. And I've cut off a couple of stems of my white ficus as well. I thought we could add some different shaped and movement with our leaves. And I've placed these on single picks, but cut the picks right down because I want to keep this arrangement relatively lower to the ground, so to speak. So I've cut them down shorter. Now I've got this out again. I've got to use it, guys. It is dry. It's beautiful. So I may just dot those around or place picks on them because they probably will need a bit of support with them being dried foliage. I've got these open like this because I've sprayed them before the video. They are now dry, I think, well, semi-dry. I've just got some on my hand. But I've got out pulled some pine cones or pine leaves off of a pine needles. Oh God. I must be going crazy for getting my words. My pine needles off of a garland, and I've placed picks on them, and I have gone and sprayed them outside. And I just don't spray them with the flocked snow effect. It's just white floral spray, and that's all it is, to give it that frosty look, I guess. I have got out some of my smaller mountain pine as well. I've just grabbed a handful out of the bag. I thought we could incorporate those. And I've also got some ivy I've cut off a garland. Now I was talking to my sister last night, and my sister's the same as me. We're not a fan of the holly. I've got some, but I'm more of the ivy. I prefer the ivy. But, obviously some people prefer to see holly on a Christmas arrangement. If they prefer the holly, then I will just place it in. So, but we've got that. And I've got out 3 of my acorns again in gold. I've kept one on a long stem, and I've cut the other 2 down in advance as well, because I want those to go nearer the front. I'm considering I may put this somewhere higher up. I don't know yet. We're going to see. Now, I don't know where it's... Oh, it's here. I thought I didn't have much of this on the roll. I rolled it off and I've got all that on it. But I've got out some ribbon where it's got gold and silver glittered. I think they may be berries, guys. I'm not quite sure. Or it could be eucalyptus. I'm not sure. But we've got that. I thought if I want to add a bow, I'm not sure yet, so I haven't made one. It would probably only be maybe 2 or 3 loops, and that would be that, because it's not a big arrangement. So I've just kept that out just in case. So I'm going to bring the camera down, and if I need any more bits because I don't feel that I've got enough contrast or different textures, then I will just, you know, grab something else out of the buckets. And my son brought me in a lovely cup of coffee, hopefully. Yes. So I'll bring the camera down, guys, and we will get started. So I want to make sure you can see it all, so I won't be placing it too close or too low down. So as you can see, that where the point is the front. The penguin I put slightly looking to the left. I don't know if, yes, oh. Oh my gosh. Oh, here we go. Yippee. I didn't realise that his wings. I thought they was just flat. I may have a play with those in a bit. Right. So, I was thinking when I first got things out, I'd like to place. What it is, I want to place these twiggy pieces in because obviously just to represent that all the trees that are not evergreen, the leaves have dropped, but then you're left with the Christmas, you know, the pine tree. So I wanted to place this around. So let me just have a look. Yeah, I want to place it around here, just not immediately vertical. I just want to lean it slightly so you can see it. So we'll just place that one in. Let me put a bit of glue because they are quite heavy. And it's only a little piece of foam I've placed at the back. So we'll let that dry. And I wanted to do something similar behind the penguin as well. Let's just make sure it's not just leaning too forward. And I was thinking of having something again. I don't know whether to have one here and then place something here. I'm not sure about the third one. So let's just say, I don't want it too far away. I want it relatively close to the tree. So I think I'm going to place it somewhere around here. I went to my sister's, as I said last night, and I don't wear false nails, guys. I find that I can't really feel my own nails and what I'm doing underneath, if that makes sense. My sister loves false nails. She's treated herself to some, and she's got me, she has got me ordering some for myself. And oh gosh, they're coming today, and I'm not a person who wears them. So I'm gonna have to now give them a go. So do I bring it slightly leaning? Because some trees do lean over with the weight. Now I can't make I like both sides. Something is telling me to bring this one more here to this side, leaning slightly further down, and it looks more, you know, looks more pleasing to the eye than having it behind and leaning like that. So I think I'm going to place it in here. Just like you're in a little forest and you've got the trees and everything around you. I know penguins don't go in forests. So please don't send me messages reminding me. So if we place that something like that, I think that looks quite fetching. You could probably put little bits of, you know, lights on the trees as well. Let's get rid of that paper. Now I want to get my ivy. I've cut little pieces off again and shortened the stems for filler, and I've kept some long. I was thinking if I could twist that around. We may need to bring some underneath the penguin. Let's just twist. I'm just checking to see where would be better. I'm going to bring this one underneath the penguin because it's got more leaves on. So we're going to just bring that there. And I'm just using the star as, you know, the base. It's not that I'm using it for anything else. I think that may be a bit too long. Let's just have a look here. Yeah, I'm going to bring one under this gold tree. As well. And I haven't got much, you know, thick foam. It's only probably about an inch, inch and a half high. It's not extremely high. Right, I'm going to add in the rest of the ivy at a later stage. Right, let's have a look at this. I love these. I don't want it fully in like that. So do I... Oh, I know what I'm going to do before we do that. So let's place in our pine needles. Now, I definitely want one coming here near the front. I need to get my laser scissors in. Let's have a look for... I can't remember where I placed it, guys. What did I do with the laser scissors? I can't remember where I placed it. So I'm going to bring one just in front of our penguin, and these do bend all the way to the tip, so you can manipulate these. I'm going to bring one. No, I'm going to bring it here first. keep checking that you're happy with the placement. And again, it's just the back that's the highest point. I'm trying to keep it quite low at the front. I think I'm going to place one. And here. Then I'm going to place one in here. Maybe around here. So I've got 3 together. What about here? Let's just bend that one a little bit further across. And I don't want to put too much green in. I'm going to place one under there. Just have a little bit of green under there as well. So I've just got it like so. I'll hold on to those as well. Before we carry on placing in our other elements, I was thinking if I get the 2 short ones that I cut, I could bring one. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm going to place those 2 at the front. So let's get these in. They're quite big, so they won't be hidden. Oops, a daisy. And I want to place those there. Now let's have a look at this. Do I bring that one actually at the bottom instead and have... Yeah, I'm going to have a group of 3. And we're going to place those in. So I'll cut a little bit off the length. So we've just got that group of 3 there. This is a little bit unstable. Let's just pull it out and reposition it. Let's have a look. Maybe it's in the way of that tree. I can hear something. I don't know whether it's my cat. So I'm just checking to see if there's anywhere else I can place it without it looking odd. I may place it or even under here. It is very long. But if I cut it down, the centre stem isn't wired. So I'm considering I may do that. Or can I bring it further back? I'll have to see about that one, guys. I'm going to definitely keep the others. I think it looks better without it being, you know, directly in front of our Christmas tree. So let's have a look at some ficus. I may be, as we call, dibbing and dabbing at different things and maybe going back to some of the others. Replacing a few more in. Gosh, I have put this on tight. I was asked why everything of mine is all got rubber bands on when I start the video. It's so they don't fall off the table, and they're all kept together in bunches. There's no other reason. But then again, in my buckets, because I can't separate all my floral into single buckets for each one because I haven't enough room, they're also got rubber bands around them as well. So, right, I'm going to bring a little piece under where the acorns are here. So I cut these down quite different lengths. So where is a smaller piece? Here. So I'm going to place one, a much smaller piece, in between the acorns. If I just get my, because I can't get quite in and bend it. So we've got that. I should really have the camera behind me so you can see. So you can see actually what I am doing without me having to keep turning it. I wonder if I can do that. I'm going to just pause the video, guys, and I'm just going to have a look. See if you can get a better view. Right, guys, I'm going to leave it like that. I've just had a few attempts to try and get it where, if I move the cable, where I can see properly, or where you can see properly. So, sorry it's moving. I've just moved the cord. So, my head may be in the way, guys. Sorry if it is. Let's move my cup. So, I've just brought things so you're from the side view and you can see. I think you're missing about an inch off the tip of the tree. Fingers crossed, that's okay. It saves me then moving it, you know, back and forth, and you can actually see what I'm doing as I'm looking at it. So I will analyze the video later, and once I've, you know, downloaded it, and if it's not in a good position, it'll give me some information, and as of next time when I have a go. So I'm going to try and see if this works. So I'm going to go and place in the ficus around in just several places to mix it up with the colour green, you know, with the ivy and the pine needles, just to give that different, you know, for it to lift it basically. I will bring a piece around here at the back. I don't know, in a way I feel slightly, not awkward, I feel it may not be doing what, you know, that you can see properly. And because I can't see because I'm sat down, I must get my husband to get that internet connection in so I can view it as I'm videoing. But he's so busy. So we've got these 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to bring some down at the back where you can see around here as well. I don't want lots of this. We have got others. So I'll cut that one. And we'll place that maybe just under here. I hope my arm's not too much in the way. I've just bend some of it. I've got this one little piece here I'm going to bring again just under here, just to bring a bit of this, you know, colour around the back, so it's then flowing and it's all the way around. So we'll just stick a little piece in there. Let me just tidy that stem. I haven't cut it close enough. And let's just use my flat nose pliers just to give it a little bit of a movement and a bend. We'll place it under there. So I want to be covering around here as well. I don't want to be seeing the foam, so that will get covered. So let's turn back round. I'm going to just remove my jacket because I feel, because I've got a woolly jumper on, it's suffocating me. Let's just remove it. Right, again, I will leave those out in case I decide I'd like to use them, you know, further along. So now we've got our spray, and I'm going to be pulling this apart and just adding in. They do come on paperback. And I'm taking them all individually off. Let's get that paper. So I don't like to see this where it's all fraying. So I like to tidy it up so you've not got, you know, it all looking messy, because as you place it inside your foam, it will just sit on the top majority of the time. I usually place in floral tape around it, but I've been doing it and noticing that on some of them where I purchase them from my supplier, they don't actually, because I used to place the floral foam on to protect the paper, but the ones that I do indoors, I don't actually do place floral foam on because it's not going outside. If it was outside, then I would. So you do get quite a lot on this, and I like things like this. Let's just unwind that, take it off and go to the bare wire. I don't know if this must be like similar to Pussy Willow, but in a miniature form. So we've got all these individual ones, and I'm going to, because this is, you know, more like a shrub or a tree, we'll place these around where the tree is, because I want to keep that sort of a image of the trees being in the background. So I'm going to just use this smaller one first. If I just move these out your way so you could see. And I'm going to place this down here with the pine needle. And just sit it on top. Then I'll use the longer one that I have. Let's take that plastic off. Let's have a look which way I should place it. Or do we place it with the... I'm going to place it behind the penguin, just leaning off to the right. So it's just further down. Did I place it in right? No, I've hit the the star at the back. That's better. So it's just leaning on the back of the penguin and coming out a little bit. It's not too, oh, well, it was. It was, guys. I don't know if it's going to stay now. Oh my goodness me. Let's do it again. If anything like this happens and you see it's just flopping, it may be because your stem is really thin like this. So if you feel you just want to thicken it, bend it over at the tip to give a U-bend, to give that extra thickness of it and support. Like that, look. So now that's not flopping, it's gone and sat quite nicely at the back. Now we've got the eucalyptus, we've got a tall one and a small one. The small one I'm going to place in with the acorns, and the tall one I may bring off to the side here. So let's get a bit of glue on these. Just slightly in front of the gold twiggy bit. Let's bend it again so it looks like it's got movement. And then the little one I'm going to place in the centre of the acorns. They've got like fur on, so they've got a lovely soft texture. So we'll place that one like that. I do have an acorn. I could bring some acorns. Do I have them in here? I think I may place one there. That looks quite nice there. I've only got two. Do I bring one at the back here? Yes, we'll do that. So I'll just pop that one there. And then this one here will bring out nearer to the penguin. We'll just have that sitting there like that as well. Now I do have the berries. I want to bring some berries where the gold trees are, or twiggy bits. but I may not have them as a stem. I may cut some down, but I have the other berries too. I'm going to put that one there. Have we got a smaller one? No, they're both the same size. So I'm going to insert this one as well where the pine cone is. Just add a few little berries around where that pine cone sits. Now, what do I do with this? I could place them maybe around at the back so the tree looks like, you know, it's got some berries with it, or no, I'm not. I'm going to place it like I did with the acorn, not the acorn, sorry, the pine cone. I'm going to place it on the opposite side, so it's leaning over like so. Now I have these, I'm not sure what these are, guys. I'm really not, but they're very pretty. Again, I want to bring some of this. Is one longer than the other? No. So I'm going to bring one and place it immediately to the back of the pine tree or Christmas tree. Let's call it Christmas tree. Oh, that was such a lovely message from a gentleman, Bruce, who said what we did yesterday has made him get into the Christmas mood. I thought that was really nice. Let's give it a little bit of a movement. Me too. It does me as well, Bruce. I've already started to look for Christmas presents. So that's what we have with that. And again, with these, I was thinking of placing, I don't know whether to place them and dot them around. Like, I don't really want to keep the tree bare. If I can get them off. Let's twist. That's one. So I was planning on just placing some on the tree. I quite like that. I'm just pulling them off the stems. Oh gosh, they are hard. But placing them in like a zigzag, so they're not all too close to each other. I don't want to overload it. Just want to add that little Christmas. You could place berries on there as well if you don't have things what represent little Christmas baubles or ornaments. I want to place one up at the top. One there. Let me glue that one on. So let's just place it on here. Glue to about there. Oops, let's get the glue off. So I'm going to just do the same with the rest. I haven't got my glue gun on. I was using it all weekend. I haven't got it on today. And we'll place one around there. Just stick it onto the needles. I have to make sure I've got some for the back as well. We don't want the back to look bare. So I'm just placing a little bit of glue around where the stem goes in, and then just popping it onto the needles. With them being so fine, it will just all, you know, attach quite easily. Oh, there's a bit much glue there. Let's just get a little bit off and attach that there. So how many have I got left? 4. Oh. So let's get these and do the same with these. So I'm just twisting it so it loosens the glue from where it's placed in. I'd save the picks as well, guys, the stems, in case you need them to make your own picks. Just tidy them up and take, if there's any glue on them, just remove the glue off the picks before you use them. So now I've got some there. I want to bring some just around the back as well, just so it makes it look like it's flowing again around the back. So we've got one there, so we'll bring one in between where I can see this one here and the one up there, and then I'll do the same with the others. So it's there, it's about there. And then our last one, if I can find the stem. I will bring around here. Sit that there. So it's got something around the back as well. And if you want, you know, I mean, I have these berries. I did have one that was loose. I don't know where that's gone. But you could place and cut these berries off, you know, singular, and dot a few of those around. They look like eyeballs, but dot a few of those around, or just plain white berries as well, just to add that in. And again, you could put some lights on. Right, so now we've done that, I've cut these down, these stems. I want to bring in some gold fern. I've chose a smaller one because, again, I don't want big fern on this arrangement. So I'm going to place one, again, right here. Let's undo the band. I don't want them like these ferns directly opposite. It's because it gives it that V shape. I tend to, if I do, bring one further back or further forward, or, you know, underneath. I think with this one, have I got a longer stem? Yeah. I'm going to bring this one underneath here. And I may bring one actually with where the acorns are, and incorporate one underneath there as well. I'm going to push it in a little further than the others, so it's not sticking out too much. I'm just going to be working my way around. I do feel I could do with another one down here, just at the bottom of the tree. You may not see it, but it's not my intention to, you know, so everything's in view. I may place also one, let's cut this one shorter, under this ficus as well. Have that there. Again, we do have all the other pieces that I'd like to incorporate these. And then here we want to bring some of these in as well. So we will just carry on going around. I'm going to cut the stems a little bit shorter as I go towards the back. Now I'm going to bring one underneath. Again, these are not going to be sticking out too far, so I'm placing them further in. Cut that one short. So we're just going to turn it around, and we want to bring the gold around the back as well. So we'll have one underneath the penguin. And incorporate a bit of the white ficus with it as well. I'm going to bring one a bit further within here and bring that in as well. And then turn it a little more. Now I'm going to bring one, oops, it's twisting in my hands, one like that. So you can see how big the foam is. It's not very wide, it's about 2 inches wide. So I have to cut the stems exceptionally short, just so it stays within, you know, where I'd like it to sit. And we'll do the same with this one. I may have that just coming slightly higher up and have it placing in vertical, but then just bending what little stem I have slightly over like that. So we've done with the fern. Let's turn. Now I've got I'm not a fan of dried flowers, but oh, they do look pretty. And they're not very strong, the stems. They just snap. It's like a twig, because it is a natural, you know, it is real, but just preserved. So I'm wondering if I try it without a pick on it and see if it actually goes in. We'll see. Oh, it's gone in, guys. Oh my goodness, it's gone in. Look at that. That saved time. Oh well, let's get another one. I do like them. They remind me of parvolia. That's what they remind me slightly of. So I'm just going to, you know, open them up because they are quite, you know, crunched together. So we're just going to open these up. And if you, you know, because obviously there are twigs. Hi, hon. Because they are twigs and they are very fragile, sometimes I just stroke them down like that. And it just opens them and gives them that movement without you, you know, because sometimes I can be very heavy-handed. So without it snapping. So try, you know, if you want to try that as well, by just giving it a little stroke. I'll take that bottom one off though to give me a bit extra long stem. Let's go underneath here. Let's, fingers crossed. Yeah. Just add some of that. And when I'm pushing them in, because obviously they are a natural twig reel, I'm not holding it at the top here and then forcing it in, because that will snap it. I'm placing my fingers right at the bottom and pushing it in, you know, a little bit at a time without, you know, and then it won't snap. Well, hopefully. So if I show you here, because we've got some space here, I'm not just holding it at the top. I am actually going right where the where the glue is, and then placing it in that little piece that I've just put in, and then push my hands a little bit further up the stem and slowly push it in. You can't bend it unless you place it on a pick. So you just have to, wherever it sits, and use it like that. And I've got one single one here. I think I quite like it coming up. So there, I'm then just bring my finger, thumb and finger up a little bit more up the stem to allow me to have that control to push it in deeper. So I want to bring, let's have a look. Because that's just that one on its own. I could do one here at the side of this acorn. I may get one where it's got a little bit more on it, wherever that may be. Yes, let's use that one. As well, again, just hold the tip and softly stroke it down. I've done it before, guys, where I thought, oh, it will be all right. You know, it'll be tough, but it's not. And then, you know, if you feel, just gently, you know, pat it down, because it is like this one here. I don't know if you can see, it has bent there. So that's what happens. So I try to be quite, you know, careful as much as I can with it. So I want this one where it's got more on it, and I want to go underneath, or this top acorn. So let's get my fingers further down. And if you think it's sticking out a little bit too much, you can trim these as well. It won't affect it. So let's just take a little bit of the tip off. And I want to place this one in. Let's cut the stem. Place this one under here. Like so. So we've gone around with the dried foliage. I don't think I want one there. No, I'm not at the moment. We could place berries there if we wish. Now I want to just go around with these. They look like bamboo. They really do look like little bamboo shoots. So I want to bring one at the side of our penguin at the front. So again, I'm going to go and just place one. Let me hold on to his head so I push it in. Just give that a little bit of movement as well by just bending it over slightly. I'm trying not to place too much gold around each other without, you know, so I don't hide other elements. I do want it in. So we'll place this one in. Bring that there. Just slightly bend that one as well. I cut 5 pieces. And let's just have a look. Now that's a little bit too long. As you can see, we've gone out of our boundary because we have created our boundary. So that's too far for me. So then I'd either look for somewhere else to place one or cut one up. I may cut one up. Oh, let's just try and get it around the back as well first. I'm going to bring one across, coming across like the pine needles are. Again, just give those movement. You don't have to have them all upright. You know, lean it going across to join onto the next one to give it that flow. I'm going to place that with that. And I'm going to place this one upright. So it's all placed at different angles. I can get it in. I don't think that's secure enough for my liking. Let's give it a sharper cut. Try again. There we go. And lean that where that one's going. And then I've got the one left. I'm not sure if I'd like to. Do I place one in between? I don't know. I think that's covering a lot up. So just keep having a try. Something's telling me I need to place it up here. So if I can part those and bring it out there. Yeah, I'll do that. We'll take it further up at the top. And go more to place it more towards the penguin. So it would sit there if it was upright. And then just bend it through. And bring it through your acorns and then just give it movement and bend it. So by bending it, it brings it back a little bit and it doesn't stick out as much. So we'll just give that a little bit of movement. Like so. So I'm not going to place any more of those in. Now I do have these again. That looks nice there actually with that being a small. And then that maybe look nice there. So I've got gold right on the bottom. Not just the fern. Some bits of fern on the bottom. I'm actually bringing these glittery ones right to the bottom as well. So let's push it right down as far as we can get it. And you may not see it all, but I'm covering that little gap what we had here underneath this. We'll call it parfavolia, guys, because that's what it looks like. So I'll place it there, and we've got it the same here. There's a gap under here from this pine needle to that fern, and there's nothing underneath the acorn, so we'll do the same and fill that gap and just push it in a little bit more. There we go. So now we've filled that little area underneath here. So then I've got another one. Now I did want to cut these into little pieces and just place the odd one around and sit in around where all the foliage green is. We will, I think, obviously be adding, I think we may add a bit more of the ivy in. So I'm going to bring this one and I'm going to come underneath here as well, because there's a little bit of a gap here. So we'll just cover it with a bit of the gold, like so. And because I've cut this one really short, so it's on its own, this is perfect for at the back. So I may bring this one right down to the bottom as well, like I have done with the others, because we need to be covering around here, around the bottom. Now again, as I said, now you perhaps can see it better now we're close up. They're joined, the leaves are joined together. And again, that is when you are in transit. It keeps the leaves in shape so that they don't get bent over or anything. They stay in the shape that they are. As you can see, I've had one here and I've chopped it off. So let's take that little piece off at the tip. So all you do is just cut it off, which is a good thing. I like it because it does that, and it's in transit and it keeps it together. So I'm going to bring one here as well, but I'm going to bring this one coming out from the side right at the bottom, and then I've got this left for the opposite side, which I can either, there is a lot of gold around here at the moment, but we are going to sort that out. We will place in some colour greenery, and we'll place that one like so. So before we do anything else, let's just see. Again, it does need some green. Yes, so I'm going to place in a little bit of the ivy. As you can see now, it's split it, and it's you know, not gold on gold on gold. It's now broke it up and allowed you to have that little extra piece of greenery to break it up. And I'm going to do the same on the opposite side at the back as well. So I hope my head's not in the way. I've never done this position when I'm doing my videos, so I'm just hoping that it's okay, guys. So I'm also going to bring in a little bit of the pine needles, and I'm going to go through the center here So it's looks like it's mixed in with the ivy, and I'll do the same with the other side. Again, I'm cutting them down. I've cut them down, the stems, to 1.5 inch. And I'm going to bring that one through the centre of these as well. And have a bit of that there. Now, these, you may be able to see these now you're closer up. I don't know if you, oh gosh, they're dropping on the floor. All the little beads everywhere. They're absolutely covered in them. But again, they just pop off if you somehow, you know, like that. You may not see it in my hand, but they just come off. They're very tiny, but they don't come off in abundance that it's noticeable that it's looking bare. So I'm not sure if I'm going to need those in. So I want to, we were on about a bow as well. Sorry, I've got to go back around the front because there's a space here. And I just want to see, again, I'm just going to just do a quick little one just so I can see. I'm not going to really tie it or anything. I just want to see if by adding in a little bow, if that's going to make any difference. That looks actually quite nice. It's not hiding the penguin. So I think we'll do a bow there. So let's just move, get rid of the glitter so we don't get lots of glitter on the bow. Get my scissors. Let's just dovetail it. So let's think about how big I want them. Yeah, about 4-inch loops. So I'm going to tail end. I don't think we need much of a tail end. So I'm going to go just 4-inch tail end, guys, because it will be mainly hidden, unless if I want to bring the tail end over here, but then it's going to hide everything here. So I'm going to keep it, the tail end, hidden. So we'll measure on our mat 4-inch, pinch, and then measure on our mat, what did we say, 8-inch, didn't we? So we'll go down to there. Yeah, 8-inch, yeah. Go over, pinch together in between our thumb and finger, twist, then come in again, and our thumb and finger, measure. If they meet to the top, then they're both the same side. Twist again, so your pattern's facing upwards, and I'm going to just do that, pinch, and I don't want any more loops, so I'm going to, I don't want to cable tie because it's going into the foam. So I'm just going to get my floral wire. I've gone over either side. Now I do that, I hold it like that near the bottom, so it's all in place and it doesn't move, and I just twist the bow, not the wire. And then I'm going to measure the tail end with this one and give it a dovetail by folding it in half, cut from the folded side down to diagonally to the wire. Let's move that out of the way. So then I've just got 3 loops. That's all I wanted. Working odd numbers. If you want 4, that's fine. Excuse me. So then I'm going to get a pick. I'm going to dip it in my glue. I'm going to place it right at the top where the underneath the bow where the wire is twisted, and then I will just get my one piece of the wire and I will go around. Let's just make sure I'm going around the right at the top. I'm not going down the stem or the pick. And I'm going all the way around till I've run out. And I'm left with the other one, so then I will go around the opposite way to what I've just done. And I'll just keep going until there is no more. Now you can, if you wish, place on some floral tape. I don't usually, but if you prefer to, I tend to put a bit of glue on my floral tape to hold it in place, because it does after a while have a tendency to start to unwind. You know, the sticky substance on it fades. So I cover my mechanics with the floral tape and I go around a couple of times at the top and then come a little bit down the stem like so. And I go back up to the top, tear a little piece off, so I'm left with about this much. Then I would normally get my glue gun, place a bit of glue on the tape, and then carry on twisting till I've finished, and then that will stick it up onto the top and will not come off. So then you've got it lovely and neat. So then I will fluff my bow back up, and that is ready now to go into our arrangement. So I don't need the stem that long, even though I have got a long pick, because I want it to be sunk into the foam and the arrangement. So I'm going to bring it around here, sink it right down, bring a little bit of the tail end forward, take the other one towards the back. If you want to press it a little bit more, if it goes, then you can do that. And just add that just a little bit extra for the bow, and then I would probably, more than likely, get some berries. Oh, I've just pulled these off the pick as well. Get some berries, and I would just stick those in as well in the center of the bow, just so it doesn't look, you know, by itself. So I just move a bit of the one of the loops so I can see the foam underneath. I will just push that in the foam, bring the loop back and keep pushing until it's sunken in a little bit. I press the loops like that, it seems to widen the loops as well. So from that perspective, it looks like that from above. So I don't think I'm gonna, because we've got lots of these gold, I don't really think these are needed. Let me go around now with our pine needles I've sprayed. And now I've covered that gap there, so that's good. I'm going to bring one in between here. Again, I'm going to just push it down just to break all these up from being, you know, really close together. Unless if that's what you like, you know, you like to have them like that, that's fine. There's no wrong or right way. So I'm going to go under, and I'm going to use this as a bit like filler, and I'm going to dot these around. Look at the paint on my hands. And I'm going to dot these around where I feel they would add a little extra touch, like that does. And I think I'm going to go around here and bring one in here as well. Bring some down to the bottom, bring some higher up to the top, you know, just to, so it looks more natural, more of a natural movement. And just, I'm going to bring one right under there. It doesn't matter that both of them are really close to each other. I've got the ivy, what's breaking them up. I may use just a little bit longer stem. So we'll go underneath. Bring that there so you can just see the tip of it. Let's place one underneath. I've got to move the penguin, lift the penguin's body up. Place one there. Turn it around. We've got one there, so what I'm going to do is bring one around here. I can see. Sit that there. And if you want, you could bring another one here. I think I'm going to place probably another ivy or maybe the lamb's ear there. And I'm going to go right in from the side here. You may not even notice, but I'm just bringing it in again. With these here, I've made them lean over towards this side, so it looks like they join together. And I'm doing the same with the position of this pine needle. So I've got one here. I'm going to bring one, I may bring one down here actually. Right underneath again at the bottom. Like that. And if you'd like, you could bring one just slightly higher and have it like, you know, a triangular position in a, you know, threes. Just bring that one slightly upright as well. Oh, I've got some here. Oh, my tummy's grumbling. Again, we're coming back now to the front, so I'm going to want one. Some in here. I may bring one down here as well, so it's leaning forward with this pine needle. So it's got, you know, some of it with it as well. So I'm going to go right under and bring that there. Excuse me. And I'm going to go under here as well. Bring one down to the bottom here to fill in the gap in between the two ferns. I'm going to bring one next to this acorn also. and just bend the stem so it's going in the same direction as the acorn, the pine cone. So do I want one under here? Let's just have a look. Yeah, I'm going to place one under there. I'm just going to, I can't really see. Just lift it up so I can view it. There we are. I feel I need a little bit of green in colour. So we're going to go around and we're going to add in some of our ivy. There, just to break up from looking like you can see right through to the back. So, oh, my husband's got a drink. Oh my good gracious me. Now I want to have a look at the lamb's ear. Even though I've cut some down, I may not even use it. I can get it out. Oh, I've pulled that off the stem. How silly. So let's just dip it back in the glue. And these may be too much. One would be nice actually if I placed one right in there, so it's covering the base of the tree, because I can see the stand of the tree and I can see the mechanics. So I feel maybe if I did take that one off and just had those instead. I'm going to place this one in, and I'm going to bring this one right underneath here to the back, just to cover the mechanics on the cable tie, what's attached to the tree holding it down. So that covers that area. Now I can see it here as well, so I could either place in, because I think a bit of the ivy would look better there. Again, just covering our mechanics. Now again, I may just swap and change from things, so I'm going to add one of these berries in as well to cover, help keep, cover the, so the ivy, if it moves, this will hold it down if I go, because I've placed it in that position, but it's not forced to stay. So I'm going to secure it a little bit with the berries. So if it pops up, it's not going to pop up out of place. And I'm going to bring some again. I can see some foam there. I'll cut that for there. I may, let's just see, do I incorporate? I could incorporate a little one of those. And then maybe if I got another, yes I have, and bring that under the bottom as well. So first of all, I'm going to put in another piece of ivy, right, because I can see, I'll show you here, you can still see the foam on here. So I want to bring this on the side. I can't, oh, I've just missed it. Let me just turn it around so I'm not holding it from an awkward angle. Let's just take that glue off again. And let's dip it back in. So I'm pushing that in as far as it will go. So now you can see that that has completely hidden our mechanics, but I don't just want to leave it with just a bulk of green there. So I'm going to place it in another one of these pine needles and also some berries. I'm going to add the berries in. Here as well. So that's broke that up, and also I think a berry's come off there. Broke it up and also given it a bit of colour again. Like so. So you can just then manipulate how you want it to sit. Just open that leaf back out. So that's that. So now I've covered that. I do have this left. I wonder if I can just pop that in. It's a very, oh, it's the tip. So I've got a pick. Let's use one of these picks. I'll take the glue off. And I will place a pick on this. And I've cut the stem as well on this. So we've got a short stem. And then I can bring that under as well. May as well use it up. Pop it in. Can't hold on to anything. And just incorporate that within it as well. So we've covered all the back there, nothing's showing. There's just this area I'm slightly not worried, but excuse me, notice there's not really much around here. So I think I will bring in some berries down there. I would bring also in, I'm going to take another ivy, bring that down there, and then I would probably bring in another pine cone, but have that sat right at the bottom. So that's what I'm going to do with those. So let's just cut them a little bit longer on the stem, just to be on the safe side. So first of all, I will place in my ivy, and it's right under here where there's nothing. And I've gone quite far in. Then I will place our berries. I will go through the centre where I've just put in the ivy. Then I will place this slightly underneath the ivy. There. So if I want anything else there, you know, of a different colour, or if I wanted a bit more gold there, then we would. So I think with the I may place one more of the pine needles in, but bring that in here because there's not much green around here. So I'm going to move the loop of the bow, bend it so it will lean forward, place the loop back so we've got a little bit of pine needles in as well. So then that fills that little bit. So I'm thinking now, I don't think I need anything else on that. So I'm just thinking, do I add in just some twiggy bits with the crystals on? What do they call them? Just jewels. They call them jewels. They're like little crystals. So do I take the odd one? I don't want to place in lots. I don't want to take away what we've got. So I'm going to dot a few pieces around. I'm cutting them down into little pieces. Oh, my stomach. Gosh. I don't know why I'm so hungry. So I've just got, can you see the little jaws? And they do shed. So I don't know, I definitely would like one around here. Maybe lifting halfway up where the penguin is. How many else did I cut? That's a larger one. Just to give it that little bit more elegance, I think one would be better placed here with the pine as well. That's a bit too. Just to add a little bit of different texture. I think one would look nicer with the lamb's ear, so that doesn't look just too plain by itself. One, two, three, four. Maybe another one. Oh. So I've got 5. And one could sit there, or I think I don't know about. I do like that one. That's for definite. That's for definite. I think that would be better situated like that. And because again, there's nothing really much here. Lift your arm and just probably place it there. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So let's get this one in first. I can't see where the foam is. Sorry guys if my head's in the way. Oh, I've bent it over. Have a little bit there. And I'd like this one in here. Oh my goodness guys, my tummy. That one there. Have that slightly leaning up the penguin. We've got this one at the front. Oops, glue strings. Lift up the pine. not on show very much, is it? So will we have to place a pick on it? Just a small pick. So let's glue that on there. And I'm going to use the white one because I keep, if it's going to be on show, at least it's, you know, blending in with the foliage like the ficus and the dried foliage as well. Put a bit of blue on. There we go. So then that will give us a chance to have it coming out a little bit further. Just mix in some of the white foliage with it as well, like that. So then there's this bigger one. I may have to do the same with this one. There's no holes because they're on paper. Well, I say paperback, it's gold. It's paperback where they've placed gold glitter over the top. But the stems underneath the paper are not very long. So I'll go around a few times up here because it's quite a thick stem at the bottom. And then come back up. Oh, I don't know if you can hear the noise of the, oh, not my tape. The jewels coming off. We'll cut a little bit of that. And I was going to go this. Push that. That there. And then this one. Oh, I can put a pick in this one. Because I pulled it off of the. Right, so I want just a short stem on here. I'm not going to put any floral tape on this one because it's the stem that I've cut short is going all the way in. I can just bring it through our lamb's ear. Add a bit of jewel there as well. So we've done that. Let me just pick up my tape, guys. Now I'm just gonna go around and have a quick look if I see anything like there. I can see a small gap, so I'm going to pull a couple of leaves off of this ivy that I've cut off the garland. I'm going to dip my pick in, place it through the hole. I'm not going to wipe the glue because once I place this second one in, I'm going to twist it so it looks like a flower and push it up to where the glue had seeped out, so that glue then will hold that in place. So I just want it right down there. because I can see that little gap and I can see the mechanics if I look above. So now that has hidden, I can see it there as well. So I'll take a smaller piece of the leaf. I'm going to cut one leaf off because I don't need 4. And then we'll get another pick. And we'll use a smaller leaf at the top. And I've cut one of the leaves off. So it's not a big gap. And then where the glue's seeping out, I stick that second leaf onto the glue. And again, we're going to do the same with this as well. Just in here. And that has now covered that gap. So let's just carry on going around. Right, I can see one there as well. Again, just a small one, so I'm going to pull off. Excuse me. And this is why I love garlands, because you get so much foliage or even floral on garlands, and you can take them off and do lots and lots with them. So where did I say that was? Oh, there. I want to cover that cable tie that I can see. That's really it. That's better. So we've now this arrangement that we've done, this would sit lovely on a cabinet or on your table, you know, Christmas table, and it would really look pretty. I've got one left. I'm going to place that in, and it would look really pretty, and it, you know, sat there, or even in your window, guys, or on a little table as you enter your house through the door. It would look really pretty there. And I'm sure you'd all agree that it's Christmassy, but it's not, again, like some people like it full on Christmas. It's quite subtle. I'm not going to do any more to that. I think that's plenty, you know, what we've done to it. It doesn't need anything else adding to it. It's not going to make any more interest added to it. So oh, I don't know, somebody's here. So yes, so I think this is just perfect, you know. And again, I've done it where it's relatively flat down, that you can see our, you know, Pingu, our penguin, and then also our tree as well, without covering them. And bringing, I think I'm going to play around with this one. It's a little bit, it's leaning too far. I think I would have preferred it. I'm sure I'll bend it. Just bend it so it's straight. And fill those in the gaps where it's leaning. So yeah, so I think that would look fabulous, again, on anybody's home. So if you've got anything like that, even if it's just, you know, a placemat that you use, you know, something like a solid placemat that you would use, you know, on your table, or a plate, you know, a wide plate, an old one if you don't use it anymore in the home. Grab something like that, and then maybe you could glue, if you had a plate, that onto it. If you've got something wicker, you could use cable ties like I did to attach like a tree or maybe a snowman or Santa Claus to it, or anything like that, and then do your arrangement along the bottom. Have a high point. Unless you just want the arrangement around the bottom, that's fine. Again, there's no right or wrong way, but if you want a high point, I tend to usually do it on my left. It's just, I don't know, I always have. But have an high point. I've got a high point here, but it's not as much noticeable because you see the tree more than you would these twiggy bits. I just wanted to add a bit of twiggy bits in to represent the fallen leaves off the tree. And yeah, just incorporate some pine needles again. If you don't have these long mountain pine, what I have, these are more than, you know, good. Or use conifer or cypress leaves as well. You could use that. And if you don't have these with the jewels, crystals and things, don't worry about it, guys. If you've just got, you know, glittery foliage in the colour choice that you're doing, use that. And if you have got some dried foliage, you know, try and incorporate it. Again, I'm not really a fan of it because I like it, but it's just because it's very brittle. That's the only thing I'm not a fan of. So, but I will use that now I've tried it. I will use it again. And then just add some pine cones in. Excuse me. If you don't have any of these acorns, just use normal baubles or Christmas ornaments instead. You know, or little glitter balls, whichever you may have. Or even if you don't want the baubles or anything, maybe you could use like lotus heads or pods, or you could use an actual floral like a poinsettia. I have 3 poinsettias sat around here instead of, you know, this. Again, I've got no flowers in here. I do like arrangements without flowers all the time. I think it's quite challenging to see what you can create with something what's not got, you know, much or no floral. So I'm going to bring the camera back around, and again, and here's the back. Add in your berries and just keep filling in with bits of foliage and try to balance out the colour. Where the gold here, I've placed in the green and the white to break the gold up from being clashing so close together. So I'm going to, again, try and bring the camera back round to a normal position. I hope that was, I hope I wasn't in the way. I'm just looking at the camera. Was I in the way, guys? Let's just turn it around. Oh, I'll be annoyed with myself if I was. Let's just bring it around. I tried to bring it in so... Oh, gosh, I've got a feeling my body was in the way and you couldn't see. I should have brought you here. Oh, if that's the case, I will remember next time. I really will. Sorry in advance before I've even looked at the video. I've just got a feeling my body was in the way. So I'm just going to, if I can just pull the cord out because it's tangled. Let's just move that one. So my apologies, guys, if you couldn't see. I just like to try different angles, you know. Some people don't like it so close up. Some people prefer it close up. I can't, you know, I try to please everybody in, you know, all ways. So you can all get a look at different angles. Because sometimes, you know, I've watched videos and I've sat there and thought, Oh, zoom in a bit, zoom in a little bit. I'd love to see what you're doing close up. So I know some people may feel the same. So, right. So I'll turn it, lift it up. I don't know if you can see, but that is our Christmas table arrangement, or again, to place on your cabinet, on your window, or on your coffee table, or at the bottom of your mantle, or not mantle, sorry, fireplace on the hearth, and you could place it there, or just, place it anywhere really, guys, in the home, just to celebrate something subtle, not too vibrant, soft colours. And also I always think gold, is quite an elegant colour anyway, especially the champagne gold I do. So and again, I've just used, this is wicker and it's flat, so I've just attached the cable ties where I've attached the foam and the tree and things like that. I will, probably cover that if somebody is interested in buying it. I will more than likely cover it. I always do anyway, so they can't see my mechanics. And plus, it's so it would be a soft, smooth finish, velvet underneath, on the cabinets or wherever they may be placing it. So again, I hope you enjoyed that, guys, and I'm ever so sorry in advance. I know I'm saying sorry already. I haven't seen the footage, but I'm ever so sorry if my body was in the way while I was working. It would be nice if it wasn't, but I've got a feeling that it probably is. So I may have just figured out where to place it instead. So whichever colour, guys, give yourself something like, create yourself something of a beautiful arrangement that I know you can all do, because you are all very, very good, especially all the pictures that I've seen. And create something beautiful for your home, for yourself. Treat yourself, create something for your home for Christmas, wherever, whether it be a wreath or an arrangement, a swag, or a Christmas hanging basket, anything like that. Treat yourself and make something, because we don't always make ourselves something, do we? We spend a lot of time creating for other people and forget ourselves. So treat yourself and create something beautiful for your home to sit in there on Christmas Day, and you can look at it and be proud. And also family who come around, celebrating with you, would be proud to see what you've created as well. And they probably would ask you to create them something. I think that's how I started. One of my family members saw it and said, "Oh, can you do me one? Can you do me one?" And it just started from there, doing arrangements for people in their home. Even though I've done it many times for customers, but family. So, anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day. Please subscribe, share and like. To everybody who you know, bring them along. Come and meet Pingu, the penguin. And also, if you've got something of a animal, again, whether it be a polar bear, whether it be a snowman, Santa, anything like that, or a Christmas gnome or a Christmas gonk, use something like that and create yourself something beautiful. So again, please subscribe, share and like. To everybody who you know, bring them along, see what we can create, and let's hope they have fun and it inspires you themselves as well as yourselves to do something and treat yourself. You deserve it, everybody. So take care, and I'll see you soon. And thank you for all your comments, guys. Again, if I don't answer immediately, maybe because I'm either busy with an order, or a bookkeeping, the dreaded bookkeeping, or looking to order more stock, things like that. So here's my cat now. You may not see him because the camera's higher up. And we'll be, we'll be back tomorrow, me and Marley. And I hope you have a wonderful day. God bless. And I love you all. And thank you so much for taking up your precious time and watching my videos. I really, really, really do appreciate it, guys. And I'm really touched. So take care, guys, and have a wonderful day. Bye for now. Bye-bye. Right, let's just, if I can, have a close-up of little Pingo. Look, isn't it cute? Look at his diddy eyes. His wing, I'm going to have a play with these. And there's our bow, if you can see, with the silver. I don't know whether they're supposed to be mimicking berries or eucalyptus. I'm not sure. There's our little gold thistles on the Christmas tree. The one right at the top. And then we've got our twiggy bits here. And then here's the jewels or the crystals, all tiny crystals all over. If I could turn it around a little bit more. All placed over everywhere. And then our, what looks like bamboo to me, little baby shoots of bamboo. I'm not saying they are. And then our ficus, our dried foliage, our gold fern, then our ivy and our mountain pine, and then the pine needles that I sprayed, and our pine cone, which is artificial, with our cluster berries as well, and then our little gold glittered fern at the bottom, and our berries. And what else did we place in, guys? Oh, and then there's some of these. They look like little bits of, because they're furry, they look like pussy willow. And then just these was in the pic, so these is all what came on that pic as well. So, oh, and the lamb's ear, the white lamb's ear at the bottom. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. I hope that you give it a go and you have fun doing it. Go and treat yourselves. We all deserve something. And create yourself a beautiful arrangement for your home at Christmas. So all the best, guys. Have a wonderful day. God bless, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Bye-bye.